A man who proves incapable of departing at the precise moment his value is called into question has already forfeited his status as a sovereign subject. He no longer leads, he now follows. Not because he has become physically weak, but because he has allowed the woman to sense that his presence is a guaranteed commodity. And from that moment forward, her perception of him shifts. Not because she has become malicious, but because her instinct has registered a critical piece of data. You are clinging. And he who clings ceases to be a figure of significance. He becomes part of the background. The deterioration does not begin within a screaming match. It commences in silence, slowly and coldly. You are still physically present, and you are still making an effort, but you are now operating not as a leader, but as a reaction. You react to her distance, to her volatility, to her condescension, which means you are no longer creating the rhythm, you are merely adapting to her pauses. And a man who has ceased to dictate the rhythm is no longer leading, he is being led. She may continue to utter the words of love, and may even believe them herself, but a woman who knows with absolute certainty that you will not leave under any circumstances no longer respects you. This is because respect is not a compliment, it is the fear of loss. It is a principle rooted in ancient biology, in foundational psychology, and in strategic reality. A man who possesses the capacity to vanish if his essence and his boundaries are challenged is a dangerous man, and dangerous men are afforded a silent form of respect. You can attempt to purchase her loyalty with your attention. You can shower her with gifts. You can explain. You can concede. But a woman does not respect comfort. She merely becomes accustomed to it. And a habit is not something one strives for, but something one exploits. And the more you strive, the less valuable you become, because you are no longer a man in her eyes. You are an instrument for the confirmation of her own power. And it is here that you lose not her, but something far more critical. You lose your edge, your vector, your meaning. You are obligated to be a man whose absence constitutes a palpable threat, not as a result of manipulation, but as a consequence of your own internal independence. For a woman who does not feel that she could lose you will never truly appreciate that you are there. You must not be her sun. You must be your own universe, and if she is incapable of rotating within your orbits, then you must let her depart. Her departure will not destroy you, but your compliance will absolutely destroy her respect for you. Remember this, the more you fear losing her, the more rapidly she ceases to fear losing you. A woman is a creature who senses hierarchy without the need for words, and if you bend merely to remain within her field, you have already relegated yourself to the bottom. She may continue to share a life with you. She may even be the mother of your children, but the respect she held for you is dead, and in the absence of respect, only a profound coldness can remain. A man's strength is not found in the demonstration of his power, but in his ability to depart in silence the moment he senses his value has become a subject for negotiation. This is not cruelty, it is structure. This is not a game of dominance, it is a system for the preservation of influence, because a man who remains in the face of contempt ceases to be a man. He becomes a service function. It is from this point that her vengeful indifference begins. She may not leave, but she will begin to incinerate your self-esteem with baseless grievances, with manipulations devoid of reason, with a distance that comes without explanation. And you, having lost your bearings, will begin to plead for her attention, never realizing that you have become someone who is not respected precisely because you have become someone they are not afraid to lose. A woman does not admire a man who trembles before the prospect of her departure. She bows before the one who remains calm in his steadfastness, who requires no external validation, who is cold to disrespect. And if you are not such a man, she will not remain. Or she will remain only to use you until the day she encounters someone who serves as a reminder of a fundamental law, that value is defined as that which can disappear, not that which is perpetually present.